it's Joni with simplelivingmama.com, and today is an exciting day because I am sharing my homeschool curriculum choices for early elementary. So I have a kindergartner and a second grader this year. I've already shared our preschool curriculum, but I wanted to show you guys what I'm doing for my kindergartner and my second grader. So we are a My Father's World family. Love My Father's World. I've already done the kindergarten program. I did it with my oldest, and my daughter, who's 2 years younger than him, followed along, and I didn't really want to repeat that program. It's great. You can use the phonics lessons and the math lessons that are included, but I wanted to try some different things with her. And so what I'm doing is we are using My Father's World Adventures. We are already 1 week into it, and we love it. I love it especially. I think we're having a really good school year. I think it's going to be great. But anyway, what I'm doing is I am combining the kids on Bible, history, math, science, and art and music. I think that's everything. Which is what My Father's World does in the later years as the kids move up through the cycle. Once they're in second grade, they will all be studying those same topics but on their level, and I just decided to go ahead and start that earlier. So they are doing their own language arts and math stuff, but everything else they're pretty much doing together. And of course I am adjusting things for my kindergartner for her ability. But as far as the read-alouds and everything that we're learning, she's right there immersed in it herself. So, like I said, we are using My Father's World Adventures. This is the teacher's manual for My Father's World Adventures. And this covers Bible, history, art, science, and music. So yeah, that's what we are doing. We have already started with very early American history. We just started talking about the Vikings, and we're going to be doing Christopher Columbus next week, and it's been a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun activities in here that we're doing, and I've just really enjoyed it so far. So I'm going to show you the read-alouds that I have that go along with My Father's World Adventures. Now, we're also doing a timeline, which I talked about in the first grade video, my review for My Father's World first grade, and we are adding on to that timeline that we already have. But for our read-alouds for history, this is from My Father's World. It is called The Story of the U.S. And everything's assigned in the teacher's manual, and I just read what's assigned. So like I said, we just read about Leif Erikson and the Vikings, and next week we're going to read about Christopher Columbus. So I read from this once or twice a week so far. Other read-alouds, history type read-alouds that go along with the program. We're going to start this one next week, American Pioneers and Patriots. So it looks like it's a textbook, but it's not used as a textbook in this program. It's just a read-aloud, and you get your child to narrate. It's very Charlotte Mason based. Let's see. Okay. Here is the Discoverer's Bible, and this is for my second grader. He will get to read from this. This is his very own Bible, and we gave it to him as a special gift map. So on one side we have the United States, and on the other side we have the world map. Read-alouds. We've got the 4th of July story, North American Indians, the Thanksgiving story, Red, White, and Blue, the story of the American flag, Mountain Born, The Courage of Sarah Noble, Sarah Witcher's story, Squanto, Friend of the Pilgrims, and I've heard this is an excellent book, and it's going out of print. So if you can get your hands on this book and you want to do My Father's World Adventures, get this book now, because it's not going to be sold from My Father's World once they run out anymore. They've switched it to a different book. On the Banks of Plum Creek, which is a Little House on the Prairie book. Farmer Boy, which is the same thing, from Laura Ingalls Wilder. And then we have In Grandma's Attic. I'm going to go ahead and talk about science. They're doing science together, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about science. Since I've covered all of the history stuff, all of the American history that we're going to be learning about, we are using my the First Encyclopedia of Science from Usborne. We are also using Science with Air, Science in the Kitchen, and Birds, Nests, and Eggs. Which this looks like a really fun little book. We love learning about our backyard birds. The kids and I have been doing that for a couple of years now, and we always enjoy it. I'm going to talk about language arts now for my second grader. I went strictly with My Father's World suggestions for language arts. So we are doing Spelling by Sound and Structure. This is a Rod and Staff book. So far it's going really well. The lessons are short. He is not even giving me a fit about doing any of this stuff. Obviously he's getting handwriting practice with this. He's getting handwriting practice with the history stuff that we're doing. And yeah, I do recommend these books. Even after using them for a week, it's going so well, and they're not really that expensive. So for language arts, we are using Language Lessons for Today, which is from My Father's World as well. This is very Charlotte Mason. We're talking picture study. We do some picture study. We do oral narration, oral composition, memorizing poetry, copy work, and I love it. I love this approach. I wish they did this in public schools. Kids might not hate language arts so much if public schools took this approach. And my degree is in English, so I feel like I could speak strongly about this kind of stuff. I am with Charlotte Mason wholeheartedly when it comes to early education and the way that we teach language arts and the way that we teach spelling, and I just think it works really well. And this is an amazing book, so I'm loving it, and we will see at the end of the year if it works like I think it's going to, but I was very surprised from her. I have talked about Explode the Code before. Love Explode the Code. For practice, we're still using Explode the Code. For my second grader, we have book 3 and book 4 for him. I don't make him do this every day, but we do some practice with these books. So moving on to math, I did not go with My Father's World suggestion for math. They suggest Singapore. I decided to go with Math Mammoth. Math Mammoth was less expensive. I got the downloadable file so I can reuse it with my other children. Of course, you need a good printer and ink if you have a downloadable file, but it's very similar to Singapore from what I've heard. Now, I've never used Singapore except for Singapore Essentials in kindergarten, but I went ahead, even though he's in second grade, I bought the second grade text for Math Mammoth and decided that I needed to start him in the 1B, the second half of the first grade text, just to make sure he has a good foundation. Now, Math Mammoth is like Singapore in the fact that it is mastery based. So your child is going to study one topic at a time, usually. Unlike something like Horizons, which I'm using with my kindergartner, just because I have it now, which is spiral based, and they are learning different things at the same time, and they are, constantly reviewing those same things. So I'm kind of seeing which style I prefer, because I'm using mastery based with my older child and then spiral based with my kindergartner. And so far, even though we haven't been using this very long, I prefer the mastery based. So this has just been, it's been a really good program. So I printed everything out. It comes with tons of helpful resources on the internet. I don't know if you can see or not, but lots of free games that your child can play to practice what they're learning in math. And it's very simple, very easy, the way that it's set up. And we're just going through and plugging away at it. I did not put the math sheets in my folders, my weekly folders, because I wasn't quite sure how fast he was going to move through the program. So I didn't want to try to plan out a whole year with the math when I had no idea how fast we're going to move through. I mean, right now I'm having him do 1 sheet a day. If it's something easier, we might do 2 or 3 sheets a day. Something more difficult, we may only get through half a sheet. So I'm keeping it in a binder, and we're just plugging along and going along with it. Okay, the last thing I wanted to talk about was music. So I am using What Came With My Father's World, Tchaikovsky. I've got the Nutcracker Ballet here, and then we have the I don't know if I'm saying this right, Tchaikovsky CDs. So that's what we're going to be using for music for my older children. Art, I have not picked out a specific art program. I still have artistic pursuit stuff that we never finished. I still have Draw Right Now books that they can do. And I just don't know if I'm going to add in any other art program. I'm probably just going to stick with that for this year. Did I leave anything out? I'm still looking into maybe doing some Spanish, but I haven't decided yet. We may or may not do Spanish this year. So, okay, I'm going to do my kindergartner now. I'm actually missing one of my texts. 2 of my texts. Okay, so for language arts for my kindergartner, I'm having her go through the Exploded Code set. I have Get Ready for the Code. She's almost done with this already. And then there's Get Set for the Code and Go for the Code. So she's going through these along with Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. What I did was, she's going to turn 6 here in a few weeks. So I thought last year maybe she would be ready for kindergarten. And I kind of started her and then realized no, she needs to wait till she's closer to 6. So even though we started Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons and we didn't have these books, I don't think. But I started the Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons. We took a break from it, and now she is going at it again, and we're going to stick with it. The book, it can be difficult to get started with it. But once you get started with it, it gets much easier and much better, and it works. It really does work to teach your child how to read. So we're sticking with it until we finish it. So she's got Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons, and then she's got all of these primers for the Explode the Code series. And then I also have Explode the Code Book 1 for her. I don't know that we'll get to this. This might be a first grade thing, but it's here in case she is ready for it. For handwriting, I use A Reason for Handwriting. This is the K book. She has almost finished this book already. She really loves handwriting. So once she finishes this book, I'm going to have her move to this book, which is the next one in the series. And I love this because they are practicing writing scripture, and they do, I think, 4 lessons, and then on the 5th lesson they get to write the scripture on one of these sheets that they get to color, and it's just a really nice program, and I really like it. The other thing that she's doing, I talked about in my preschool video, she is keeping an alphabet interactive notebook. I've got her doing this as well as my preschooler. It's going much better for her than it is for my preschooler. But I digress. Anyway, we just finished learning about the letter A, so she's got all of her stuff filled out in here. Everything she did for the letter A. and she just does 1 page per day, and that's it. I forgot to grab her math book, but I've already mentioned she is still doing Horizons Kindergarten Math. She's almost finished with book 1, and then we'll be starting book 2. And I have a feeling that once she finishes the kindergarten level, that I'm going to move her over to Math Mammoth. If not, if it doesn't work out, then we'll stick with Horizons. But so far, I like Math Mammoth for her. Extracurricular activities. This is something I don't hear mentioned a whole lot on these curriculum videos. But as a homeschooler who is a homebody myself, I realize it's important to get my children out and to make sure that they're socializing. That's something that people are so concerned about. They're not going to get enough socialization. So once my kids hit kindergarten is when we start letting them choose one activity to do. So that way we're not running around. My oldest is doing Cub Scouts, and then my kindergartner is doing dance. And we also have them both in Awanas. So that's their socialization thing, the extracurricular stuff we got going on. We do also participate with a local homeschool group, and we have Friday play dates, which I'm so glad to have found this group because I have struggled with finding homeschoolers to hang out with. I don't know why it's been so difficult, but to find homeschoolers that have kids the same ages as mine has been difficult. But I think we found a good group this year, and we usually meet up on Fridays, so that gives moms a chance to talk and the kids get to play with each other and, you know, do all of that playground stuff that public school kids get to do. So that's everything, I think. We are excited. I've never been more prepared for a homeschool year, and I'm feeling really good about this one. And yeah, we're having a great time, and I hope that you guys have figured out all of your curriculum. If you have any questions about any of the curriculum we're using, I will be happy to answer them. I'll leave links down below. I've got some of this stuff I've done reviews on before, and I'll leave links to those. Math Mammoth, I bought this from Edison's, which is a great place to get homeschool curriculum. And I think it's on sale right now. So I will leave my affiliate link down below, and if you want to go snag that, I paid 26 bucks for the complete grade 1 curriculum, which is an awesome price. It's regular, I think it's regularly $34, don't quote me on that, which is still a really good price, and that's what I paid for the 2nd grade curriculum from Edison's. Anyway, I will leave all those links down below so you can go check out all of that stuff, and I will see you guys next time.